Mike Pennacchi with Network Protocol Specialists, LLC. One of the issues we run into when we're doing packet captures is sometimes we can end up with duplicate packets. This can have to do with where we're capturing, how the span port's set up, etc. This can make the trace really messy. You're going to see a lot of retransmissions, duplicate ACKs, and all kinds of other problems that really don't exist. In this tech tip, I'm going to show you how to go in and remove those duplicate packets so you can get a nice clean trace to begin your analysis. All right, let's take a look at how we can get rid of duplicate packets inside our trace file. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to open up this trace file that I've already got called duplicate packets. It's got a bunch of duplicate packets in it. Now when we look at this trace file in Wireshark, we see all these dup ACKs, we see retransmissions, all kinds of issues. This could make us think that our network was falling apart. Now, one of the things I want to show you is how do we know this is a duplicate packet? Well, if I come in here and I click on this packet right here, frame number 47, and I go down to the IP header, well, this has an identification of 0. That's not what I want. Let's try 65. You never know. Sometimes you got to dig around a little bit to find the packets you really want. But what I'm looking for is I am looking for a frame that's got an identification number in it. What is wrong with these? There we go. There's a frame with an identification number. It's got an identification number of 49735. And let's look at this frame that's right after it that says it's a dup ACK. 49735. Well, those are the same frame. Even if we retransmit a frame, we always go in and increment the IP identification number. So if we see these two frames with the same identification number, that's a good indicator that that is the same frame and we're seeing these duplicates, which is going to make it really hard to analyze our trace file. Okay? So what we want to do is I'm going to close that. We're going to come back to our command window right here. And I went into the directory where that trace file is. So if I say dir dup star, there's my duplicate packets.pcap. So to get rid of the duplicates in here, what we're going to do is we're going to use editcap. So we could go in and say editcap -h, and this is going to show us all of our different options in here. We're going to scroll up here, and what I'm interested in is editcap -w, dup time window. So what we're saying is that if two packets appear within this time window that are exactly the same, throw out the duplicate. And if we come up here and we look at the usage, we say it's editcap, options, in-file, out-file. All right, well, let's give this a try. So I'm going to say editcap -w, and I'm going to say 0.2. I'll say 0.2. So if two packets occur within 200 milliseconds of each other that are exactly the same packet, it's going to throw out the duplicate. Then I'm going to say duplicate packets, and I'm going to call the output one dedup.pcap. Okay, so we're going to take duplicate packets.pcap. We're going to scan through it. If two packets are exactly the same within 200 milliseconds of each other, we remove the duplicate, and I hit enter. So there were 23,202 packets in that trace file. We see that 11,662 were skipped because they were duplicates. So now let's go back here to Wireshark and let's say File Open. And I'm going to find dedup.cap right there. We're going to open that. Now, we still have some issues. But this looks like a lot cleaner trace. Notice not everything isn't a retransmission and duplicate ACK. So there's still some things in there we're interested in. But for the most part, this has really cleaned up what we're looking at. So this is how we can go in, take a trace file that contains duplicate packets, remove those duplicate packets, and make it a lot easier to analyze. Hope this tech tip was useful for you. Check out our other tech tips that will help you get to the root of your network problems faster.